Z92.7 WZBD Radio presents exciting high school wrestling. Brought to you in part by the many community-minded sponsors you'll hear. And now to the gym for the exciting action.
Well, good morning, wrestling fans, and welcome to Jay County High School, where the WZBD Radio YouTube will be the next 2 weeks in a row for the first round. Rex Brewer along with AJ Calvert. And AJ, looks to be a fine tournament today. There's multiple teams coming in here that have a true shot to win this thing. Lots of individuals that are really going to mess things up. And then you understand that next week, the Delta Regional comes in and things really get sticky.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. A lot of rematches from last Saturday. The IHSAA was on a Friday night, and a lot of those same kids are here. All those same kids are here. And for Belmont, they will wrestle Norwell young men again like last week. And how well did you do, and how much can you improve? Belmont and AC wrestled earlier in the year, but that's been quite a while ago. Belmont has not seen Jay County all year, so the Jay County Belmont matches would be first time, but not for everybody else. They've wrestled one another. They know each other. They've got film on each other, and let's see who improved the most. I think Belmont, with their 5 number 1 seeds, should be the odds-on favorite here today, Rex, although they are forfeiting at 138. They only have 13 weight classes. Jay County has 3 number 1s. South Adams Central has 3. Bluffton with 2. South Adams with 1.
We've seen this Adams Central team and the South Adams team over the past couple weeks wrestling the AC. This Adams Central team is very strong. They cruised through the ACAC tournament, had a little bit of resistance from Jay County that has been being a little bit beat up. Their number 1 seed at 150 pounds has been injured all year and has not made it into the lineup today, and Cameron Clark. And it's a shame, as that young man was ranked number 1 in the Fort Wayne semi-state all season long, and I just saw him walk by, and you know, it's a bad thing his senior year, but he's got a bad shoulder, and you and I both know with shoulders it's really tough to wrestle when they're tore up.
Had a chance to talk to Cameron a little bit. He was on the bench talking with Coach Tim Myers of Belmont. He wrestled for Tim in the Mad Men Wrestling Club for several years. So he's one of Tim's guys, and they're both very disappointed that he can't wrestle here today. He is going to wrestle in college. He's going to have surgery at the end of this year, and he doesn't know exactly where he's going to go yet, but he will be wrestling after high school. Well,
I know, AJ, I tore mine up 45 years ago, and I said it still hurts today. And I never had mine fixed properly, but shoulders are one of those things that they just kind of ache and hurt, and everything you do in wrestling really involves that shoulder, so it makes a big difference.
Belmont has 2 wrestlers wearing a brace today on that shoulder. Gavin Davis, who is a number 1 seed at 157, and of course Sammy Wolpert at 144. Both those guys are wearing a shoulder brace. They both have shoulders that are probably going to require surgery after the season's over, but they've been nursing Gavin's shoulder the whole year. He didn't wrestle at Mishawaka, and they've been taking it easy, and so far so good. He's undefeated and hasn't had any problems with that shoulder.
This Adams Central team comes in here with a fine group of young wrestlers down low. They've got 3 or 4 freshmen. They're very solid. We saw them in the Adams Central Belmont match, and they put Belmont to the test, and they had a young man with a shoulder injury, Keegan Bloom, who was not in that night. And I think if Keegan Bloom and Zach Worm wrestled that night, that could have been a different outcome in that dual meet.
That's very possible. Yeah, they've got a couple of 9th graders who are number 1 seeds here today, the Shorjan, and I just found out today that you know who Shorjan is a cousin to? The Teamies, Bruce Teamy.
Oh,
that's a Teamy cousin. So they've got wrestling in their genes. That's Brandon Shorjan, and he wrestles for Tim Myers' club as well. So, you know, Adams County is the only place in the world left where you don't go to the coach to their school in high school after you wrestle in his club for 4 years. You go to the school that's 6 miles down the road.
Let's take this opportunity to get some commercials in our WZBD YouTube radio broadcast. We're back with more pre-match right after this on WZBD YouTube channel.
Quality dentistry for people of all ages. That's what you'll find at Decatur Dental Services. This is Dr. Taylor Trevere at Decatur Dental Services. We provide a wide range of dental treatment, including preventative, cosmetic, restorative, and reconstructive dentistry. Located at the corner of 224 East and Pickway Road in Decatur, we offer convenient office hours, Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Friday, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. For more information about our practice, please find us on Facebook or visit our website at DecaturDentalIN.com.
Injured in an accident, need representation in civil, criminal, or family law matters? Call DeVos, Baker, Ainsworth, and Razzo for assistance. Our office has experienced trial lawyers who can guide you through the litigation process and provide you with quality legal service at competitive rates. Call 724-2129 to schedule an appointment with one of our attorneys or visit our website at devoslaw.com for more information.
Rising costs of gas and food putting a strain on your budget? Is your paycheck stretched a little thin? Home and auto insurance rates are on the rise. Maybe it's time to shop around for a lower rate. Give Nick Rumschlag State Farm a call at 260-724-6010 and see if we can save you a few bucks. Don't have time to call? That's okay. You can get a quote 24 hours a day at nickrumschlag.com. You could even stop in our office on North 13th Street in Decatur.
When you need building materials, you need Arnold Lumber, 425 Winchester Street in Decatur, featuring lumber in a wide choice of sizes, plus doors, windows, roofing, and more. Whether it's a complete new home or remodeling, a new deck or deck repair, a new kitchen or a kitchen update, whether it's an erected or materials-only garage or pole barn package featuring quality metal, free professional designs and estimates. Arnold Lumber provides it all. Open 7 to 5 Monday through Thursday till 4:30 on Friday and 11:30 on Saturday.
Most of us take clean water for granted, but the plain truth is cities work hard to keep our waterways and stormwater sewers as clean as possible. In the field and around the neighborhood, you are the city's eyes. What you casually observe can make a difference. So if you see signs of trouble, including odd odors, unnatural water color, or signs of dumping or spills, please notify the city immediately. Be proactive. Choose to make a difference. Get more ideas on the web at DecaturIN.org.
At Three Rivers Federal Credit Union, we're focused on empowering you to achieve financial wellness by offering the resources and support you need every step of the way. We're equally committed to bettering lives in our region through volunteerism, community funding and partnerships, college scholarships, and more. We give back to the people, places, and ideas that matter most to you. Learn more at threeriversfcu.org. Three Rivers is federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back to Jay County High School. Rexburg along with AJ Calver as the teams are on the floor warming up a little bit here. And AJ, South Adams has some quality wrestlers coming in here too. Number 2 seed in Isaiah Meyer at 157 gave Gavin Davis a pretty good match when they wrestled the dual meet. They also have a couple of young guys down low, and Dakota Sprunger, and have some other guys that are good, solid wrestlers. Are going to kind of make a little bit of a statement here in this sectional today as well.
Well, that match at 157, the dual meet with Gavin Davis, it was a decision win for Gavin. I think that's the only match all year that he hasn't either majored or tech fault or pinned his opponent. So that's a good young man they've got at 57. They've got one number 1 seed. Bluffton has 2 number 1s. Jay County has 3. Adams Central has 3, with Belmont with 5. So a lot will depend on if those kids can win or not. Belmont's going to see a couple Norwell kids in the finals if they both wrestle up to their capabilities at 165 and 175 as well. Pelosios of Belmont, who was a conference champion last week, a 4-3 decision win over the Norwell wrestler Benning. And that was a match where Pelosios did not score a takedown, and he won the match. And he said, that's the same way I did it when I was a freshman. I didn't get a takedown and won the match. So.
Also, you're looking at those Bluffton wrestlers. Levi Johns coming in here undefeated today, and he is the number 1 seed. And he looks to have another trip to state to be on the podium down at Evansville this year.
33-0, and again, Mad Men Wrestling Club, wrestling for Tim Myers.
With that, let's take another round of commercials. Back with more wrestling pre-match conversation right here on WZBD YouTube channel.
Don Myers Plumbing and Heating in Bern is your American Standard home comfort dealer. American Standard has been in business for more than 100 years and welcomes Don Myers Plumbing and Heating of Bern as one of their independent dealers. Don Myers Plumbing and Heating and American Standard will provide your home or business with energy-efficient heating and cooling equipment, saving you money. Don Myers Plumbing, Heating and Cooling at the east edge of Bern on Adams County Road 000, your American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning dealer.
Hey, do you know when and where we can recycle in Adams County?
Well, I know you can recycle from 8 to 4 weekdays and Saturday 8 to noon at the transfer station next to Golden Meadows.
Okay, where else?
In Decatur, behind D&D Marathon on the east side of town on Thursdays, Mondays at Simon Manufacturing 27 South in Bern, and in Monroe on the third Tuesday at the fairgrounds. Plus, you can always get the latest info at adamscountyswmd.com.
Thanks.
When faced with the difficult task of making arrangements for your loved one, many emotions and questions arise. What would they want me to do if they were here? Where is the money coming from? How much should I spend? Do they want burial or cremation? The staff at Haggard, Hershey, and Zelt Funeral Home can help you navigate these tough questions. Make your wishes known and allow us to make sure that your wishes are carried out. Call Ryan Hershey or Eric Zelt at 260-724-7167 to schedule an appointment today.
For the past 90 years, Smith Brothers has built a solid reputation by providing quality furniture that lasts for generations. They continue to employ the best construction techniques and components available in the industry and offer frame and fabric styles to satisfy every taste from transitional to traditional and all stops between. Sitting is believing. Test one of their recliners to see how quality engineering makes them stand out from other leading manufacturers. Smith Brothers of Bern. Feel the difference quality makes.
'Tis the season to give and share at Best One in Monroe. Hi, it's Matt Brown, manager of Best One in Monroe with our December offer. Bring in a canned food donation for the Monroe United Methodist Food Pantry Drive to Best One and get up to $80 off your purchase of 4 new select Mastercraft, Corsa Trail, and Quest line of tires. This offer ends December 31st and is available only at Best One in Monroe. Restrictions apply. See store or bestoneofmonroe.com for complete details. And have a safe and blessed holiday season from all of us at Best One in Monroe.
No matter your age, health and life insurance can be confusing and overwhelming. This is Derek Bailey with Bixler Insurance. Whether you are currently on Medicare or will soon be qualifying for Medicare, we have the products and expertise to meet your needs. Under age 65 and looking for health coverage? Interested in protecting your family from an unexpected loss with a life insurance policy? We can discuss options to assure your peace of mind. Call Bixler Insurance today to schedule your free appointment.
Welcome back to Jay County High School. The officials are on the mat in the center. Most of the mats have cleared. AJ and I were talking about a couple of officials on the mat there. One of the gentlemen we know is Josh Howard, who has been through. We've probably had Josh Howard 70% of the time this year, and
he does a nice job.
He's a good guy.
You don't always agree with everybody's calls, but he's very competent. The other 3 officials, talking with the Belmont coaches, they didn't know any of them, and neither do I. I don't know where these guys came from, but Rex, you want to Leonard Westerfield, Keith Skeel, and Richard Height, and we haven't seen them, heard them. They have not been around in this part of the world all season long.
Well, this is my 21st year of doing radio, so I haven't seen a referee or worked with a referee for 21 years, and these guys were not working when I was still working, AJ.
We were talking about the #1 seeds, and Colt Bolenbacher of South Adams is their #1 seed at 144. He's a senior, 20-3 on the year. Earlier in the year, he wrestled Sam Wolpert and caught him early and put him to his back and stuck him. So Wolpert needs to get to the finals to have another crack at Mr. Bolenbacher, and maybe he doesn't want to crack at Mr. Bolenbacher. I don't know. Bolenbacher was the ACAC champion, and he's wrestling very well right now. So it's going to be interesting. Belmont should win this thing, but they've got to wrestle it. They're only wrestling 13 wrestlers against the 14 from everyone else, although Jay County had a young man not make weight today at 165. He had been sick earlier in the year and been down at Riley with a virus, and he came back and has been fighting the scales a little bit, and he missed weight by 0.3 of a pound.
Dane sent me a text late last night down at the Delta Sectional. Mr. Tuttle for Delta wrestled 1 match this year, and he was defeated by a fall by Chandler Thomas, and now they entered him last night. He was entered into the tournament last night, and he was not seeded because his record is 0-1. But he is into the tournament. It adds a little bit of a factor to that Delta sectional strength.
At 138.
38.
Yeah, Delta coming in with another couple of teams from there. Cowan and who else is coming in from that?
Yorktown's got some good guys.
Yeah, they've got 2 in a row there at 144, 150, or I think the rest were 38 and 44. Yeah. So it's, today's event, you need to get to the Final Four. There are no wrestlebacks here today. If you understand what wrestlebacks are, that's when you get beat early in the tournament and you can come back and get as far back as a third-place finish. But that doesn't work in sectionals in Indiana. If you make the Final Four, you're guaranteed the Final Four. If you get beat in the semis, you'll wrestle for third and fourth. If you don't get to the Final Four, it's a problem. You're not going on to regionals.
Well, they have not started staging wrestlers yet, so I'm going to take the opportunity to squeak in another group of commercials back with more wrestling here on WZBD YouTube channel.
9 miles from Monmouth and 9 miles from Fort Wayne, situated on 27 just south of 469, sits 9 Mile Restaurant, your home for great meals since 1837. Providing home-cooked meals to travelers between Decatur and Fort Wayne for over 180 years, 9 Mile has stood the test of time as an institution on the southern edge of Allen County. With seating on the family side, the bar side, and outdoors, there's always a reason to stop and have a meal. 9 Mile also has a full-service bar and a professional service that can cater your next event or party. The next time you're on your way to or from Fort Wayne, stop in. If you've gone the distance, welcome to 9 Mile.
Every child has the right to the financial support from both parents, regardless of whether the parents are married, live together, or live separately. Please call the Adams County Prosecutor's Office if you need help with establishing paternity, obtaining a child support order, or enforcing of a child support order. In some cases, failure to pay child support can result in criminal charges. The Adams County Prosecutor's Office will diligently and aggressively pursue the collection of support from those who try to avoid this responsibility. There is no cost to get the help of the Prosecutor's Office. If you need help, give the office a call today at 724-5362 or visit adamscountyprosecutor.com.
When it comes to your home, there are things the handyman in you wants to do, and then there's things that should be left to the experts. When it comes to seamless gutters, there's only one choice in our area, and that's SureFlow Seamless Gutters in Decatur. Tired of gutters that leak at every seam and every downspout? Call the guys at SureFlow. Putting on a new metal roof and want your gutters to do the job they're meant to do? Call SureFlow. Find them online at seamlessgutters.net or give them a call. SureFlow Gutters, 260-888-5062.
Hey athletes, are you looking to take your game to the next level? Look no further than Indiana Physical Therapy. Our expert team of sports performance specialists and personalized training programs will have you running circles around the competition. Injured or hurt on the field? Come see us. Our team of physical therapists are dedicated to helping you get back up to speed. With over 19 locations across Indiana, we can get you better, faster. Visit IndianaPT.com to schedule your appointment today.
Indiana Physical Therapy, where people go to get better.
Adams Sports Medicine provides certified athletic trainers at many high school athletic events. These trainers specialize in injury prevention. Dr. Robert Kinney is board certified in physical medicine and rehabilitation as well as sports medicine, while Dr. David Coates is board certified in orthopedic surgery. Both Adams Medical Group physicians will be there to provide non-surgical and surgical care. Visit adamshospital.org or call 1-833-724-DOCS to schedule an appointment.
Turn your man cave into a stadium with a Samsung 98-inch television featuring super precise LED, straight fire contrast with direct full array, neutral quantum processor, 4K resolution, quantum HDR plus technology, and audio that move you with Dolby Atmos and object tracking sound light. Hi, this is Tina. Make your tax refund mean over-the-top entertainment at Innovative Concepts Audio Video. Celebrating 30 years, we bring technology to you.
Welcome back to WZBD YouTube channel here in this first round. And after this first round is over, we'll switch over and back to their traditional 92.7 FM WZBD radio channel. Rex, we're along with AJ Calver as they've started making announcements here, getting ready to call people to the mats, and we're just about ready to go here.
Rex, our head coaches here today for Adams Central is Tony Curry, and his father just walked by me and said hello. Played a lot of softball with Roger. Belmont's head coach is Tim Myers. Blackford is Rich Uggan. Bluffton is Ben Sprunger, former state champion Ben Sprunger. Jay County is Eric Myers. Norwell is John Johnson. South Adams is Robert Loshi. Southern Wells is Jacob Duncan. And Union City is Kevin Lawrence.
So our first match is over. We had a forfeit there as Bluffton, Grant Nunley received a forfeit. That's the only match that adds up. We'll probably run through a bunch of forfeits here, but
you know, Rex, I don't believe these forfeits in this rat tail round count for your team score. They changed that a few years ago.
I think you're right. I think they go the first round
of actual wrestling.
Yep.
Now, if you receive a forfeit in the regular round, not the rat tail, that's going to count. But going back many years, and when you were a senior at sectional, our friends from Adams Central had about 7 rat tail forfeits or pins, matches in the rat tail, and they all counted for extra points, and they scored enough points that when it was all said and done, they were the sectional champions that year.
It's almost over before it starts.
Well, they had a pretty good lead, and we couldn't catch them, but they did a good job. We just we came up a few points short, and came up 2 points short of being state champions that year, and didn't win sectional.
Can't win your sectional, but you almost win
state.
If you can find Steve Carter, we've chased Steve Carter down, and you could tell him one more thing, AJ, what would you tell him?
Run. 10 seconds to go in the match, run. You haven't been warned for stalling. Get back to the middle and circle.
He wins that match. It's worth 3 points. We win by a half point.
I know. And it doesn't matter as long as the results stayed the same in the finals, which Malin was the winner that day.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't relived that more than once, Rex. You know that.
In 44 years.
It's things you learn along the way as a coach. Sometimes it's better not to engage, but to retreat. And you see it at the state level. Big time, really good kids who are undefeated. They sometimes they run.
Yeah.
They're not going to engage and get thrown or lose a takedown.
It's called strategy. It's not stalling. It's strategy.
It's stalling if you're on the other side of it.
Well, AJ, they're burning through some these forfeits, and I think I'm going to take an opportunity to sneak a couple commercials in while we're working those forfeits. We're back with the first match of an Adams County wrestler right after this on WZBD.
Does your heating system need a good end-of-the-season tune-up from Masters Heating and Cooling? Now is the time to tune up your heating and cooling system. At Masters, we have technicians that can service most makes and models of furnaces and heat pumps at low-cost seasonal special pricing. Contact Masters Heating and Cooling at 1045 South 11th Street in Decatur. On the web at mastersheatcool.com to schedule your preventative maintenance checkup now.
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance.
See Toby, Mark, Kyle, or Barb at Graber Insurance with offices on Highway 27 North in Bern and 623 West Monroe Street in Decatur.
You may not know it, but Hitzer Patio and Fireplace is the perfect place for all your patio, fireplace, and grill needs. Big Green Egg grills, gift certificates, tabletop pellet grills, Pelican premium coolers, cast iron kettles, Dutch ovens, and a wide variety of famous Hitzer stoves. Hitzer, 269 East Main Street in Bern is the perfect place to shop for all these fine products, accessories, and more.
Dave Nathan from the Z Team here for the All-American gas stations in Monroe, Hoagland, Monroeville, Ossian, and throughout Z-Land, and it's happening again. The All-American stores not only give to countless charities, but they're also supporters of local high school athletics here on ZBD. The next time you need gas or a quick snack, stop in for a cold fountain pop, an energy drink, or a hot meal. From Monster energy drinks to Snickers bars, from smoothies to a hot meal on the go, it's all at your local All-American stores. Check out the All-American Stores official Facebook page for more details and sales. The All-American Stores, hometown owners, hometown staff, your hometown team.
Welcome back to WZBD YouTube channels, coverage of the Jay County Wrestling Sectional. I'd like to give a shout out. I see her down on the floor, Chris Everett, our crack WZBD photographer, along with Kristen Carr. Those two young ladies have been putting out some phenomenal work, giving Dane and Dave Nathan plenty of photos to put on the WZBD website. When you looked at the preview for this tournament today that Dane put out there, I think there was 18 or 20 pictures on there, just top quality of pictures that came from the conference meets last week.
Yeah, the technology today is so much better, and it's so much easier to print a picture and get it ready to go and put it on the line and send it off, and it sure makes it a lot easier.
And the ability to just take and insert a clip of an interview or the total wrestling match in there just makes it so easy. And we've had lots of people decide that they want to jump on as sponsors. And if you want to sponsor something and put it on the WZBD website, talk to one of your salespeople. And I'm talking to one of them right now, and also along with Dane or Al Converse. And AJ, those ads out there are getting a lot of hits. I think Dane showed me the numbers one day, and here it took us 6 months to reach 250,000, and it took us 87 days to hit 500,000. So, I mean, the traffic to our website is really increasing.
It really is. That's because we're doing such a good job covering everything, just not high school sports, but court news and police news, council meetings. Everything you can imagine that's happening in Adams County, we're trying to be there and have some representation and put it on our website. You know, looking at those Southern Wells coaches down there, you recognize those guys, Rex?
Yeah, Jacob Duncan's one that was part of that team that almost won a Fort Wayne semi-state with 4 wrestlers for Southern Wells.
And you know who's beside him? Is that a Fichter?
Could be.
That one of the Fichter boys. He's an assistant coach for Jacob. Yeah, that was a great class they had. That's when their coach, who is now an assistant coach at Adams Central.
Yeah, Hirely.
So it's going to be an entertaining day here. Right now, these are the rat tail matches, and none of these kids, I don't think, were seated in the top 4. And I made that comment, Rex. I talked about you make it to the top 4, you're going to be automatically in. Well, I'm wrong. That's next week. At the regional level, there's 8 wrestlers, and you make the top 4, you're automatically going to semi-state. Today, you're not. You've got to earn your way to at least top 4 position.
Yes, this is a 9-team sectional today, and right now on the mat, 2 wrestlers wrestling are Hunter Newport from Union City and Caden Burkott of Southern Wells. That's a 215-pound match, and they have queued up Griffin Byron from Jay County, has a forfeit first round, and then first match wrestled in round number 1 is Titus Loshi from South Adams wrestling against Will Fredinger from Bluffton. Those are 106-pound matches, and we'll be underway here shortly. But
Rex, Ben Mills at 106 will be wrestling against Jose Perez Contreras, a young man we know nothing about. Union City, he is a 9th grader and 14 and 6, I believe, on the year.
Well, until we get to this first round, let's play another round of commercials. We're back with more wrestling here from Jay County High School on WZBD YouTube channel.
For 71 years, the Kelly Automotive Group has serviced your automotive needs in Northeast Indiana and in Ohio. Kelly offers 14 brands of new vehicles and has over 500 used vehicles in stock. Kelly values your business and works hard for bank approval for all credit types. Visit drivekelly.com and stop at any friendly Kelly dealership. In Decatur, visit 1313 South 13th Street on U.S. Highways 27 and 33. Drive Kelly and drive with confidence.
Timmy Takedown Tree Service on US 224, 3 miles east of Decatur, has firewood for sale. $30 a scoop, $75 for a 6-foot bed, $85 for an 8-foot bed. Timmy Takedown Tree Service can give you a free estimate on removing storm-damaged trees, grinding stumps, or trimming trees. Call 728-9120 and talk with Jake to set up an appointment. Timmy Takedown Tree Service has been in the area's best and most trusted tree service for 50 years. Stop out or call today. Expert Transmission on US 224 in Decatur and on US 124 in Bluffton is the place to go for not only transmission help, but also full-service general auto and truck repair. Matt, Corey, and Tyler at Expert Transmission are experienced and ASE-certified mechanics who can diagnose and fix your family or work vehicle. Call Steve or Dustin soon to set up an appointment. Expert Transmission has the best warranty in the business, 5 years and 100,000 miles on a new transmission, and can give you a free estimate. Call today at 724-2434 or like Expert Transmission on Facebook.
Bowers Paint Studio on West Monroe Street in Decatur is hands down the best auto body repair shop in the Midwest. That's why your friends and neighbors give Bowers Paint Studio a 5-star rating on Facebook. Your family ride get dinged in an accident? Take it to Bowers for a free estimate. Need a custom paint job for your collectible car or motorcycle? Bowers Paint Studio is the place to go. Nate works with all the insurance companies and can help you get a loaner. That's Bowers Paint Studio on West Monroe Street in Decatur.
Welcome back to WZBD YouTube channel. as Rex Burlong with AJ Calver. And AJ, that commercial there for Mr. Bowers, his young son Cruz is making some noise in the junior high circuit. He's another fine young wrestler for Adams Central to be coming up, a quality wrestler.
He will be. He took Cruz to Indianapolis to wrestle a broader range of competition, and I think Cruz won about 5 matches but lost a couple.
Yeah.
So, but that's what you have to do. That you've got to get out there and see who is the best in your weight class.
That was the qualifier for the state finals, and he did not qualify. So there's another round that you can sneak into to try and get qualified for the IHSAA state finals.
Ben Mills is getting stretched out, getting ready to go here at 106 pounds, as he'd be wrestling Jose Perez Contreras of Union City. And here he comes out on the mat. He'll be wearing the green leg band, wearing the blue uniform with the candy stripes, red and white on the sides. Contreras from Union City still is now making his way to the mat, they're wearing a lighter blue uniform with a red and white vertical stripe on the side.
On mat number 3 down here, just right below us, is going to be Titus Loesch from South Adams, and he's taking on Will Fredinger from Bluffton. Loesch 19-7, Fredinger 19-16, freshman and a 10th grader there. Griffin Byram receives a forfeit for Jay County at 106, and he will advance the next round.
Here we go with Mills and Contreras, as Mills had a fake shot, looking for some reaction out of Contreras. Collar tie, Mills pushing forward, Contreras backing up. A couple of 9th graders. Mills tries a little snap, doesn't move his opponent very much. Shot by Mills on the leg attack. Double leg, takes him down with it. He's really improved on that double leg. He got away from the high crotch, which he wasn't very good at. Went to a straight double, and he is dynamite with that thing. So the opening takedown goes to Mills of Belmont. Now Mills looking to lock up a cradle. Had good cross face. He's got the hands locked. He's going to try to roll through with it. He does roll through with it. He's got his opponent on his back. He's got the hands locked. He's in good shape there. If he gets the inside shoulder down, he's going to have a pin. Puts the knee in the side. The other leg drapes over the body. The official is looking. And this is the elderly gentleman out there that Rex thought might be a little slow. Well, he's pretty slow about calling this pin here. We can't see if the inside shoulder is down, but it sure looks like it from our vantage point.
Titus Loesch has got the first takedown on Fredinger and has him on his back in a side cradle, getting near fall right now. And Josh Howard has that match, and he is a very quality official, and he'll call the pin at time. Tim Myers walking over to see if he can see any light underneath there.
And there's finally the call. Nothing changed in about the last 30 seconds, but Mills finally gets the pin call.
The only thing changed was his opinion.
Good call, Rex. So young Mr. Mills will be wrestling the #1 seed, most likely, and that's going to be Griffin Byram of Jay County here in the semifinals.
Loesch is still running that side cradle. Has not earned any near fall points as he can't get Fredinger over to his shoulder. And on the far mat down there, it's Eli Thomas and Norwell wrestling against Miles Carr. Carr has a 4-0 lead right now, and he has Thomas on his back and a side cradle, and there's a fall. That official doesn't waste any time. That's a quick fall for him down there. So that is Miles Carr advances to the finals. Not to the finals, it's to the next round. As Mr. Loesch down here cannot get Fredinger turned on that side cradle and just still has a 2-0 lead right now.
At 113, we've got another Belmont wrestler on the mat, Rex, and that's Ethan Curtis. He will be wrestling against Carroll of Southern Wells, a junior who is 13-18. And they are underway. Curtis made an attack on the legs, did not penetrate, came back out. You want to call this one, Rex?
I'll watch this Loesch one down here.
Okay. Now
he's up 5-0 right now.
Curtis goes around behind, scores the opening takedown. Ethan was a 3rd place finisher last week in the NE8 conference tournament. Now he's running a chicken wing and an arm bar, turning his opponent over, attempting to. No near fall points scored as of yet. But the opening takedown for Curtis of Belmont. Now he's working a pinning combination on top, and he has turned his opponent now. he will be getting back points. In high school, you get 2 points for a takedown, and there's the pin call. So Ethan Curtis wins by fall. So both Belmont wrestlers win by fall, getting extra points for the Braves.
As Titus Loesch has been able to turn Mr. Fredinger, and he has now extended his lead to 10-0. There's Curtis. Takes a bit of time for AJ and I to find these names here with .03 font on this bracket here.
Coming up at 120, Belmont's Henry Farote is the #1 seed in this bracket, but there are a lot of young men who are capable of winning.
When one of those
quick pin down here.
One of those men is Dakota Sprunger from South Adams, who just was a winner by fall over Jed Logan from Bluffton. That is a 120-pound match. So that is Sprunger, your winner by fall, and then Titus Loesch for South Adams wins.
You know what? Farote's going to win by forfeit. In his side of the bracket, there were 2 forfeits, so he will advance into the semifinals without wrestling, and he'll score extra points with the forfeit win. So Belmont, with the first 3 weight classes, 2 pins and a forfeit win, scoring all the points possible.
Let's see. 113, Levi Johns advances. He's got a forfeit on his side. He's the #1 seed at 113. He will take on a winner of Silas Wank or Daniel Rupp from South Adams. At 113, Cale Beer advances out, and he will be the opponent of Curtis next round.
Beer defeated Curtis in the dual match way back in December.
Now in the center mat, it's Southern Wells Kelton Barr wrestling against Hunter Douglas. Douglas with a takedown and near fall here as he is working on. Douglas is a tough guy. He's the one that Henry Farote defeated for 3rd place last week, wasn't it?
I believe
he defeated for 3rd place. And wrestling on mat #1 down there, it's Cooper Glassford from Jay County, the freshman. He's wrestling against Jackson Bingham from Adams Central, and Bingham had a 2-point takedown, but Glassford has reversed him and put him to his back, and he's got a 4-0 lead right now, working on a fall, and Bingham's going to try and come up out of there. Bingham's up off his back, but in good position now out front. Just gave up 3 near fall.
Bingham had a chance there to elevate, get his hips up, and put his opponent right back to his back and didn't do it. But Rex, you're correct. That was the opponent for Farote for the 3rd place match last week, the Norwell wrestler, and he's a winner by fall.
And down here, Daniel Rupp of South Adams wrestling against Silas Wank. No score there. Winner in the center match was Hunter Douglas from Norwell at 120 pounds, so he advances. So it is Douglas, and he is in the bottom half of the bracket. And he will take on the winner of Dakota. Well, Dakota Sprunger won that, so it'll be Sprunger and Douglas on the bottom half of the bracket. And Bingham and Glassford, the winner of that match, will be the opponent of Henry Farote on the top half of the bracket. Now wrestling in the center mat at 126 it is Cody Rouse of Jay County versus Grant Nunley of Bluffton. That 26-pound match. Cody Rouse is the #1 seed in the top half of the bracket.
Next wrestler up for Belmont will be Will Franzi, as he'll be wrestling against Dylan Ogg of Adams Central.
Ogg's another one of those solid freshmen for Adams Central this year. Ogg comes in. Let's see, where's he at? Ogg is 27-8. Franzi is 17-16. Rouse with a quick takedown in that center mat against Nunley from Bluffton. And Bingham from AC has his opponent on his back. So he's going to earn some near fall. He did not. That's a 6-5 match right now, as Bingham has a 6-5 lead over Glassford of Jay County. Glassford a freshman, Bingham a 10th grader.
In the Jay County Gymnasium, they have room for 3 mats. So that's what we have going. It's a 3-ring circus, so to speak, Rex. And fortunately for us, we have got a good sight line all 3 mats. We can see the scoreboards, and no excuses for getting it wrong.
This is the same setup they have for next week. We are here 2 weeks in a row from Jay County High School for the regional next week. Regional runs a little bit faster. There's one last round there. And Cody Rouse is your winner by fall at 126 in the center mat. So he advances over Nunley.
Well, this was going to be Jay County's year, and then they were hit with a lot of misfortune. The injury bug got them. Some of their wrestlers moved away. It disintegrated, and I feel so bad for Coach Myers because he worked so hard to be ready for this. Was going to be the year. And they've got about 4 or 5 starters not in the lineup today.
He does have a stud in Tony Wood at 138 that is definitely the class of the field here today at 138. Everybody's going to be chasing for second place because he has dominated everyone in this field. Probably the closest one to him is Maverick Dubois of Adams Central, and he fought him 15-0 at the conference tournament.
Wood is 34-0 and a senior this year. Belmont does not have a 138-pounder in the lineup, as they had no one, no JV, nada that they could throw in there. So
Tony Wood is one of those 4 freshmen that Eric Myers took to the state finals their freshman year, and they've just been solid for the past 3 years, and a great team leadership for all those 4 guys.
Can you believe it's been 4 years, Brewer, that those 4 kids went to state?
Time flies when you're having fun, Coach.
I guess so. And can you believe that here we are at the sectional tournament? I can remember going to Wawasee for the first duel of the year on YouTube, and now it's sectional time. And you blink your eyes, and bam, a couple months have passed us by.
Right now it's a 10-5 lead for Bingham over Glassford from Jay County. There's about 1:25 left to go in that third period, as Bingham is in the top position. As Glassford's trying to work on leg control. Now Bingham works on a side cradle, trying to lock up that hands, get that side cradle. He's got the head in the side. Needs to adjust his hands a little bit to change that position. Now he has his opponent over on his back. Not quite a near fall situation yet. Referee says that he has not broke 90 yet. Wrestling down here on mat number 3, Daniel Rupp trails Silas Wink of Jay County by the score of 3-2. And Bingham has put his opponent to his back, and Glassford trying to bridge out. So with like 48 seconds left to go here, Bingham looks like he's going to cruise to that win, and that is a match at 120 pounds, and there's the fall. So Bingham advances over Glassford and will be the opponent of Henry Ferrote next round.
Ferrote won that dual match in December. That's why Henry's the #1 seed in this tournament at 120 pounds.
Ogden Franzi will be coming up at 126. Haven't got that up there, but Henry Ferrote will accept his forfeit on mat number 3 right here after this Daniel Rupp match. And Rupp has gained a reversal, so he goes up 4-3 on Wank here. And that match is in the third period with 10 seconds left to go. So Rupp just needs to ride out Wank here for the last 10 seconds, and he advances to the next round. Rupp, another one of those solid freshmen from Jay County, from South Adams. There's a warning for stalling for, oh, there it was. Rupp had been warned for stalling, and he forced his opponent out of bounds, and Josh Howard hit him with a stalling.
I don't think he forced him. I think his opponent ran out.
Well, either way, Josh made the call. It's stalling. So let's see if he's got 2 seconds. He's going to hang on, and Rupp's going to hang on and not give up any more points, but they're going to go into OT now. It's sudden victory here as Robert Loesch comes out and tells Rupp, hey, you need to get a takedown here. It's a sudden victory. First point scored wins this here, regardless of what type of point it is, whether it's stalling or a technical violation. Point to point. So they got 1 minute here to go sudden victory to see who's going to get this takedown between Wink and Rupp. In the center mat, it's Connor Fordick from Norwell, and he's wrestling against Parker Nash of Bluffton. And quickly the Norwell wrestler has to take down, and he's getting some back points there.
Hit a nice tilt.
Will Patterson wrestling against Jason Prowl down there. Prowl's a another quality kid at 126. He come through and I think did he defeat Franzi at NE8? I know Prow.
Yes.
They placed higher than he did. So Prow is working on a tilt as he has a 2-0 lead. And there's Daniel Rupp, gets the takedown. That is at 113 pounds. So Rupp will advance to take on Levi Johns next round. Congratulations, you won a match in overtime. Now you have to wrestle an undefeated wrestler next round.
A win is a win. All you can deal with is what you've got in front of you, but he's pretty happy, young man. And I think that was justified. He gave up that stalling point in the last 4 seconds when his opponent just basically stood up and started running.
So Henry just received his forfeit, so that gets that match out of the way.
So Belmont now is 4 for 4 with
team points right now. It's a little tight, but Adams Central, South Adams, and Belmont all at 14 with the current standings. Do a refresh here and see if anything has changed there.
At this point in the tournament, it's good to know the score, but it's really fairly irrelevant as so much is going to change. And it's getting kids into the finals. That's where you're going to score the big points.
Adams Central has jumped out with a 21-14 lead now over Belmont and Jay County. South Adams also with 14. Those will probably be your 3 front runners for this tournament standings here today. Our next matchup on mat number 1, the far mat down there, will be Og versus Franzi. In the center mat, it's going to be Heskett versus Peterson for the that middle mat. Right now we have Chance Benning of Norwell at 138. We'll be wrestling against Wyatt Mann from South Adams, and that's on mat 3. They're waiting for those 2 wrestlers to show up. Benning fared very well last week in the NE8. In the center match, the Norwell wrestler, Mr. Fortick, has a 6-0 lead over Parker Nash of Bluffton right now. And that match is in the second period with a minute to go. Once again, welcome to the WZBD YouTube channel. And we are on YouTube this morning so that we don't have to chase the coaches show off of the 92.7 airways. And we'll do this the next 3 weeks in a row.
Belmont wrestlers up to this point undefeated, winning by pin at 1-6, by pin at 113, by forfeit at 120.
Time up there, a nice standing Peterson by Will Patterson against Pro. Did not get any points out of it, and Pro has a 5-2 lead over Patterson right now. And they start that second period. Jason Pro from Norwell takes down. See if he can improve that lead over Patterson from South Adams. That is a 126-pound match. Down here on mat number 3, there's no score yet between Wyatt Mann and Benning. Benning from Norwell.
Pro was the runner-up at 126 in the NE8. He was defeated by Butcher, Nolan Butcher of Leo, a freshman who was unseeded in that tournament.
Yeah, he had a great tournament. Come through and knocked off all the top guys and ended up winning it. Must have been his day.
That was always the advice that the old coaches gave me. Make it your day.
Yeah.
Just make it your day. And have the mindset, this is going to be my day.
Pro leads Patterson 5-2 right now still on mat number 1. The center mat, it's Norwell wrestler up 8-0 over the Bluffton wrestler. And on mat number 3 down here, Wyatt Mann has a 2-0 lead over Benning of Norwell.
Pro just got reversed down there on 3.
I think he started down.
No. Okay, then. It looked like he was going to get a reversal.
Yeah. Still down here, no change in the Mann versus Benning match. But on mat number 1, down there on the far end, that is where Og and Franzi will wrestle. And then Heskett from Jay County being a center mat. And then Frauger at 138. Russell Elmore is in the hole on mat number 3 down here. Coach Johnson's son, a few years back, was a fine wrestler for them. Is in the corner right now. He's one of his assistant coaches. That match in the center is Nora wrestler Connor Fordick. 10-2 lead now. And Nash hits a headlock on him. Nash trying to even things up here with 33 seconds left to go. He's got a takedown. He's going to get 3 near fall. But the Nora wrestler reverses him.
And give up a reversal.
His last ditch effort to try and change things, as Parker Nash just about had it done. Hit a headlock, got a 5er out of it. He trails 12-7 right now. I think the Nora wrestler with 12 seconds left to go is going to ride this out and advance, and that is a match at 132 pounds.
Watching some wrestling on Facebook, and I saw a collegiate wrestler. Looked like he was set up for a right-handed throw of some kind, and then he flipped it and went left-handed and hit a headlock and just threw his opponent right to his back. And I you know who I thought of? Mr. Fiesel, left-handed headlock back in the day.
So that will bring up the center mat now. Jay County versus Southern Wells. We're still waiting as the far mat down there, Will Patterson and Pro. That match is still at 5-2, and Pro has Patterson on his back getting near fall. He's earned 3. That's going to make it 8-2. About 1:30 left to go in that third period. Jay County with a quick takedown in the center mat there. And that match is at 132. That is A.J. Heskett. I think he's the younger brother of R.J. Heskett that wrestled for him a few years ago. Maybe last year, I think. Heskett's a junior. He's 19-13. And then Clayton Peterson of Southern Wells, he's a 10th grader, and he is 9-16. Pro with about 1 minute left to go in his match. Has an 8-2 lead. Mat number 3 here, Benning trails Wyatt Mann of South Adams 3-0. And that match has 15 seconds left to go in the second period. On deck, Kevin Loshi from Belmont at 132, and it will be on the center mat. Pro cuts Patterson loose, give him the escape. 8-3 is the score now. About 33 seconds left to go in that third period. As Heskett looking to turn Peterson. Got a double trouble locked up, and he's getting some near fall there. It's going to get 2 out of that. Now he's changed, and there's the fall. So at 132, A.J. Heskett advances with a fall. And that'll bring him up, and he will wrestle against the winner of Kevin Loshi of Belmont and Brendan Sprunger of South Adams.
Loshi was the number 2 seed in this weight class, 19-13, the senior. His opponent Sprunger has yet to win one this year. He's a freshman, Ofer. And that will be in the middle mat here.
Once again, Mann with a 3-0 lead, or 3-1 lead over Chance Benning down here on mat number 3. And now we have another wrestler, another Belmont wrestler up. That's Franzi up down there at 126 on mat number 1.
Loshi's going to start first here, so that's the one I'll take. Rex will follow the Franzi match. That's the AC Belmont matchup. That's a good one, Rex. That means a lot as far as team points.
Adams Central on top, 28-21 in the team score right now. It's early.
Loshi tried a front headlock and worked a spin and go behind, but his opponent went out of bounds. He couldn't stop him in the field of action. And that's what Franzi's doing down there, a little front headlock. And you know, the Belmont kids are pretty good at that. I think it's something they could continue to work on, to use.
We learned that series from Lawrence North when they did it so well against us in the past down at state finals. No score in the Ogg-Franzi match down there on mat 1.
No score with Loesche's match.
Ogg tried to hit a nice throw by, countered by Loesch, by Franzi. Get my matches straight here. Your final match down here, Benning is defeated 5-2 by Mann, and that match is at 138. So Mann advances.
Franzi just got the opening takedown, Rex, and he's got the legs in. So Will Franzi has scored first here in his match at 126.
Mann will take on Tony Wood next round as Wood advances with a forfeit.
Loesch unable to get around his opponent. Sprunger is just hanging on to a leg and won't let go, and Loesch needs to cut the corner. Or, yeah, that would be a good thing. We don't see many pancakes.
As Eugene Grody always yells, not enough pancakes in this gym. Dylan Ogg gets a reversal on Franzi and ties that thing up 2-2 with the 13 seconds left to go in the first period. Wrestling on mat 3, it's Frauerger of Southern Wells and Elmore of Union City.
No score here in this match at 132. Loesch blocking off a double leg shot under 5 seconds. There'll be no further scoring. It'll be 0-0 going into the second period, which I think is a win for Brendan Sprunger, the sophomore who's yet to win a match.
So the toss goes to Franzi, and Franzi defers. Ogg takes down. Ogg's made his way to a stand-up. Franzi's trying to trip him down, gets him back down to the mat. Took 2 tries, but Ogg back up to his feet again. Franzi may just have to cut him, wrestle him on his feet here as Ogg's been to his feet 3 times pretty quick.
Loesch starts the second period in the down position, stands up, turns in, and has an escape. So Loesch takes a 1-0 lead over Sprunger.
If nothing else, AJ, teach your kids good hand fighting. He got on it, just hand fighting. Franzi's still riding Ogg down there with about 1:20 left to go. As Ogg comes to his feet, Franzi's going to try and get him tripped back down to the mat. He does, and Ogg gets a leg. Ogg's trying to spin around out of this here and get a reversal.
Franzi does not want to give up 2. Loesch has put Sprunger to his back, and he's pinned him. So Loesch wins by fall at 132 pounds.
There he is. So he advances, and he will take on AJ Heskett next round. Franzi about to give up a reversal here. He's hanging on for dear life with 50 seconds left to go. And he's going to get caught in a reverse cradle here. The old farmer cradle, AJ. Got a head and an arm. Franzi's fighting off his back. He gave up 3 near fall there. So Ogg's going to take a 7-2 lead now.
Rex, all he had to do was just cut him, get to his feet. He's trailing by 1. He's scored the first takedown.
Now he's down by 5.
Underneath.
Ogg running some double wrist roll here, putting some pressure on. 20 seconds left to go. Franzi comes up to his base. At the center mat, it's Colton Bolenbacher wrestling against Caden Simpson from Bluffton, and Bolenbacher with a quick takedown to lead that thing. And that is a match at 144 pounds. Franzi's going to trail by 5 going into period number 3 here. It's going to be his choice position. He just got rode out for 2 minutes, and he takes neutral. Good call, coaching staff. Jaron Frauger from Southern Wells has a 4-1 lead over Elmore for Union City down here on mat number 3, and that match is at 138. So Franzi starts third period on his feet with Ogg. Both guys not going from a collar tie, reaching, trying to get something set up. A little wrist control here. There's a nice duck under by Ogg. Franzi steps over, and Ogg gets the takedown. Ogg's in good position to turn him here, too. He's got his arm up under the throat, trying to lift that leg up to run a Turk on him, get him to his back. That's a 9-2 lead right now as Ogg is getting some near fall right now as he has Franzi on his back with a reverse half sunk pretty deep. These be big pinpoints for the Jets. There's the fall. Your winner at 126 is Og over Franzi. Winner by fall down here, Southern Wells wrestler Frauerger gets the fall over Elmore. That is at 138 as well.
So that first takedown didn't mean much, did it, Rex?
No. Let's see. 38, Frauerger. Frauerger's a long word to write, AJ. Maverick Dubois from the Adams Central is now up against, I've pronounced this name before, Anamanakato from Bluffton.
No, Rex, I had Frogers in my class, and it was real simple. It was frog.
Frog, yeah.
That's all the Frogers were frogs. What a great family.
Boltenbacher has a 5-2 lead over Simpson, and now looks like Simpson has some blood time. He's trying to clean something up there.
Coming up next for Belmont at 144 will be Jake Gruss of Norwell wrestling against Sam Warpert. Warpert's the number 2 seed in this weight class. He's 31-4, a sophomore, and Gross is a junior at 6-14. If you're just joining the broadcast here on YouTube, it's been a successful start to the morning for Belmont as they've won all their matches with the exception of one at 126. Will Franzi was defeated by an Adams Central wrestler. Everyone else has won their bout either by pin or by forfeit.
Bollenbacher has a 5-2 lead over Simpson in the center mat here as Ben Sprunger, or Benji as his father calls him, cleans up a little blood in the center mat there.
Sprunger looks like he could still go and wrestle in the senior division. You know that?
He's rough and tough and ready.
He's fit.
You know, you can be a state champion, be a head coach, and your dad can still call you Benji, AJ.
I know. Well, I don't know about being a state champion, Rex.
Sam Wolpert up down here on mat number 3 as he's wrestling against Norwell's Jake Gruss, who has a 6-14 record. Wolpert 31-4, favored in that match as Wolpert's in quick on a double.
Yep, Wolpert's in on a nice double leg on the edge, and he's got the takedown on the edge of the mat. They go out of bounds. We'll go back to the center.
Bollenbacher just got a reversal and put Simpson to his back, looking to get a fall here.
Wolpert gives up the escape, puts the hands on the back, the optional start. The official has to tell the bottom wrestler he's going to start optional, which means he's not going to really get in a referee's position. Duck under by Wolpert, and they're on the edge of the mat. He should have another takedown.
Oh, should.
Should have. He did have it, but the official didn't give it.
Keyword, should. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, Norwell wrestler was prepared to go back down. He knew he was taken down.
Nathan Plattner from South Adams wrestling against Max Byerly at 150 down on mat number 1.
You know, you worry about that when you see a call like that. It's pretty obvious. And one wrestler was in bounds, the other one was out of bounds, and they don't give the takedown.
AJ, interesting at 150 is Cameron Clark couldn't come in. They inserted Jacob Robinson in, and Jacob Robinson, with his better record, gets the number 1 seed as the backup.
I think Belmont's 150-pounder has a real good opportunity to win that weight class.
Yeah, Loogie pulled the number 2 seed, so he's the bottom half of the bracket. Bollenbacher working on a fall here on Sprunger, and there's on Simpson, and there's the fall. So at 144, Bollenbacher advances as the number 1 seed.
Sam Wolpert defends against a double leg shot, spins, goes behind, scores the takedown, and quickly gives up the escape. The score is 4-2 in favor of the Belmont wrestler, Sam Wolpert. They wrestle with 35 seconds remaining, period number 1 here. Wolpert now looks to front headlock, spins, goes behind, and has the takedown on the edge of the mat to make it 6-2. So clearly superior on his feet. Wolpert wrestling against Jake Gross of Norwell.
Small print, AJ.
No kidding.
That's Gruss.
Is it Gruss?
Yeah.
Thank you. It is
I-
Jake, though.
I called him Gross numerous times, and Dane says it's Gruss. He said my dad works with a bunch of them up at Dana. So
Jake Gruss.
center mat, it's Tristan Cameron from Blackford wrestling against Jason Landers from Jay County. That's a 144-pound match.
First period will end. Gruss is trailing Wolpert 6-2.
The other half of that bracket across from Gruss and Wolpert is Xander Schwartz from Adams Central, and he's wrestling against Wilson from Union City. That'll be the opponent of the winner of this match.
Start this second period on their feet. Wolpert makes a leg attack, high crotch, headed in their feet here. 8-3 is the score. Wolpert of Belmont leading in this match of Gruss of Norwell. Wolpert working forward, then spinning and going behind, and should have another takedown, and does. 10-3. They're out of bounds. They'll go back to the center. At this point in time, if you've gotten 5 takedowns and you're clearly superior, I think it's time to start working for a fall. That's my opinion. Another double leg takedown. Wolpert scores it. Now it's up 12-4. Now he's going to start working a cross-face series from top. Minute 3 to go, period number 2. Gruss of Norwell hanging on to Sammy's wrist, not letting go. Sam not unable to work any kind of cross-face series. Now Sam has got a wrist control of his own. Now he says, all right, we'll just go to our feet. If you're not going to wrestle me on the mat, we'll go to our feet. I'll give you an escape, and I'll score a takedown, which he does.
That Byerly match is 4-3 now, with Plattner trailing Byerly 4-3 at 150.
There's an escape on the edge of the mat. We'll go back to the center. 20 seconds to go. The score is 14-6 in favor of Wolpert of Belmont.
I'd like to thank the 65 people that are listening to us on WZBD Radio YouTube channel right now. Tuned in for the action this morning. Appreciate your listenership.
Wolpert working around behind, spins, goes behind, has the takedown. 16-6 as we go into the final 2 minutes here at 1:44. This is the first round, the opening round of the Jay County Sectional. Glad you could join us this morning. And remember, we're going to go to 92.7 FM after this round is completed.
And AJ, if you're out of town, David Nathans did some good work, and it's very easy to listen to 92.7 off your phone or your computer now. Has fixed it. Nice little clip at the top says "Listen now live," and it works just fine.
Wolpert gives up one more escape. That's number 7. Now he spins, goes behind. Nice little duck under. And he takes his opponent down to the mat. Has two more takedown points, 18-7.
The number 1 seed at 50, Jacob Robinson, is wrestling a center mat. He has a 2-0 lead over Pierston Morgan of Bluffton.
Scores 18-8 now. Wolpert hits a little arm drag, spins, goes behind, 20-8. Quarter Nelson would be good there, or he'd try to cowboy him over. 20-8, a minute 15 to go. Gruss is doing everything he can just not to get pinned. They're out of bounds. They'll go back to the center.
Byerly's match versus Plattner down here starts the third period. Byerly has choice took down, and Plattner cut him loose, put him up. So 5-3 is the score on mat number 1 down there. As Plattner's in a nice single leg, got a low single leg, attacking that leg, he's trying to work his way around. Byerly's trying to counter out by reaching over the top, picking an ankle up on that inside. Not much there.
Wolpert, another takedown. Now he's trapped an arm, looking for a near fall here. If he can get it, that would finish this match off. It's 22-9 right now. Gruss did a nice job of spinning through and not getting caught on his back. Make that 25-9.
That'd be 16 points, so that should do it.
I don't think they've got it right. I think it should be 23-9. Well, let's see. The score has it 25-9, and that is a tech fall. Rex math was better than the scorekeepers.
So Wolpert advances, and he'll take on a winner of Schwartz and Wilson. That bracket above him. And let's see where that match is at. It is not in the queue yet. Well, Plattner now trails 7-3 over Byerly down there on mat number 1, as Byerly just got warned for stalling for riding in top position with 35 seconds left to go. So Byerly at 150, working on a chance to advance to the next round. Mat number 3 down here, it's a Norwell wrestler versus a Union City wrestler. That's Luke Dryban from Norwell, the junior. Jacob Robinson in the center mat scores a 2-point near fall. Now he has a 4-2 lead over Morgan from Bluffton. And Byerly down there riding double legs, trying to get a stalemate there. Plattner reaches up, grabs the head. 5 seconds left to go. That's going to do it. Byerly is going to advance for AC. He's going to go into the next round. That is at 150 pounds. Byerly is in the top half of the bracket right underneath Robinson, and he will take on a winner of Robinson and Pierston Morgan. That brings up Luganville on mat number 1 down there. He's going to wrestle against Sorg of Blackford, I believe. Yep. Robinson still has a 4-0 lead in a center match for Jay County. Luganville works for a collar tie, snaps his opponent down, keeps a good head pressure on. Snap, hits a little fireman's carry, throws him right to his back. Threw him so hard he went right through that near fall situation. Luganville gets the takedown, hits a leg on the inside, takes him right over to that Wilson. Has him on his back, working on a fall. Referee's down looking. Got a minute 36 to finish you off here. And there it is, Luganville with a win by fall.
28 seconds.
So Lugie will advance to wrestle the winner of Dryban and Roth. And that match is right here under us here.
Yeah. Dryban did not wrestle Luganville at the conference. He did not advance as far as Blake. That was a real nice fireman's carry. He hit off of a single leg.
Dryban in the dual meet against South Adams was given a flagrant. He won by a flagrant misconduct when his opponent apparently bid him, and that match went on to be very critical as Norwell comes storming back on South Adams, beats him 34-31 in that match.
So a tech fall win by Wolpert at 144, a pin win by Blake Luganville at 150. Next up for Belmont will be number 1 seed Gavin Davis, the junior who is undefeated on the year at 19-0. He will be wrestling against Hayden Eisen of Jay County, a freshman. Belmont has dropped one match here so far this morning. The strength of Belmont's lineup obviously starts at about 144 and then all the way up through heavy. Their sophomore heavyweight, they being Belmont, much improved this year, but he's going to have a very tough weight class if he's going to finish in the top 4 here today. And I'm talking about Grady Baker. He's 18-14 and a sophomore. His first match is going to be senior Connor Speck of Jay County, who is at 9-9.
There are some really good heavyweights in this area, AJ. We saw that in the NE8 conference and the IHSAA conference. The two of the best wrestlers in the Fort Wayne Semi-State ranked number 1 and 3, I think, are from on the NE8, and then other like 2, 3, and 4 are on the IHSAA, and Johnny Cruz and Worm, and then the young man from DeKalb is really tough. New Haven's got a good guy in there. Leo's got a really strong man in there. I think Leo guy was the NE8 champion, I think.
Well, I'll tell you in a second here, Rex. I got it in
Coleman,
front of me.
I think. The Coleman brothers.
You know what, Rex? I didn't get the final result between Coleman and Hartle Road of DeKalb.
I think Coleman beat him.
Now, they're both sophomores. Coleman's got 1 loss on the year, had 1 loss. Hartle Road had 3, 22-3. We'll look that up. And
you know, the times of these little small heavyweights is kind of over, AJ. All of these guys that we're talking about are full-size, 100, 280, 275, big, strong, athletic kids in very, very good shape. Johnny Cruz is one of the biggest heavyweights we've seen in a long time, and he manhandled Zach Worm for a 3-0 win for the AC title.
haven't had a chance to see Cruz wrestle yet this year. I'm anxious to see him as well as the 113-pounder for Bluffton. He's another tear on the mat. That's Levi Johns.
157, Brody Lewis of Bluffton has Aiden McJury of Norwell on his back. Got a takedown and just turned him. Lewis at 157. I think Lewis is the 2 seed in that 157. Let me see here. Nope,
Isaiah Myers is the 2 seed.
Yeah, Lewis is the 3 seed. Gavin Davis on the top. He'll be wrestling against Hayden Ianson of Jay County at 157.
Is it Ison?
I think it's Ison.
ISO and Hayden Ison.
And I did not see, let me go back and check on that Robinson match. Yeah, Robinson at 150 was your winner, so that is who Byerly will wrestle at 150 from Jay County. I'll go back and update the 144-pound bracket here. I don't have that one updated yet. West Somerset is wrestling down there on mat number 1. So at 144, it's Bullenbacher versus Landers. And Xander Schwartz, who missed his match, he pinned Wilson from Union City in 1:31. So it's Xander Schwartz versus Wolpert in the bottom half of the bracket.
How are we doing for team scores right now? Have they got anything updated?
It was 28-21. Central on top last time I looked. I would check that as soon as I update this 138-pound bracket. So at 138, it's Tony Wood versus Mann. It's Frauger versus Mav Dubaugh, as Dubaugh defeated young wrestler from Bluffton in 1:30. So Dubaugh advances. Dubaugh is the number 2 seed.
Gavin Davis down here below us on mat number 1, getting ready to go. Davis is a junior, undefeated on the year, 19-0. And Davis in on a double leg. Takes his opponent right to his back, puts in a half Nelson. Trying to finish this thing quick. Scores a near fall, now gives up an escape. So Davis up 4-1, and another takedown, and now a tilt for Davis. Davis has a 6-1 and a pin off that tilt. That's hard to pin on, but he pinned him with a tilt. So Davis, a quick pin, first period pin. Gavin Davis is in the semis.
So AJ, every second that you don't wrestle is an opportunity not to injure that shoulder, correct?
That's exactly what he's doing. He doesn't want to mess around. He wants to get him over with as quick as he can. You see Sammy Wolpert, taking guys down 12 times to get 24 points, and that's not how Davis operates. Takes you down once, maybe twice, and let's finish this thing.
Duke Myers wrestling as a Southern Welsh wrestler, quickly in on a takedown. He gets the takedown, scores at 2-0, runs a crossface cradle. He's wrestling against Chase Boxell from Southern Wells, and he runs a bundle, just takes him right to his back. He's getting near fall points here. Boxell doing a good job going side to side, and Duke's starting to tighten it up here, and there's the fall. So Mr. Davis, Mr. Myers.
22 seconds.
Not much time on the mat here, as Duke is number 1 seed at 165, as Cody Cox from Norwell, the number 2 seed on the bottom half of the bracket.
And they wrestled in the finals of the NE8, and Duke came within a takedown of Tech Falling. Duke doesn't have a lot of competition today, but that changes next week as a young man from York, Delta, who beat him in the dual match, will be there along with a pretty good wrestler from, Daleville?
I'm not sure about that, but Matt Heiser with a fall down there. Heiser, the 3 seed, gets a fall over Chris Kramer of Bluffton, so Heiser advances, and he'll take on the winner of Cody Cox and on the bottom bracket down there. Get that name here in a second. Somerset, I believe, was a winner in his match. We'll look at that bracket at 165. That weight class really went through quickly, AJ.
Well, they separated the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, as in wrestling, the seeds are determined by the best record or how you've done against common opponents, and they're split up into both sides of the bracket. And then the rest of the wrestlers get a blind draw, but they're going to wrestle someone who is seeded, so someone who has a better record than they have or someone who has beaten them earlier. So normally in the first round, your seeded wrestlers do advance. They're wrestling in competition that is not quite as good as they are.
Good-looking freshman for South Adams at 165. West Somerset advances with a fall in 314 over Isaiah Chamley from Blackford, and that will be the opponent of Duke Myers for next match. I believe Duke tech-falled Mr. Somerset in the dual meet. And in the center mat now, that brings up the talented young wrestler from South Adams at 157 in Isaiah Meyer. See what other matches we have going here. Max Carr is wrestling on mat number 3 down here at 175, and he's wrestling against Felix Cruz of Union City.
Caden Roth of Union City is the opponent for Myers here at 157.
On mat number 1 down there, it's Cody Cox wrestling against Plessinger from Union City. And Cox will be the opponent of Matt Heiser if he can advance through Plessinger here. Plessinger had to win his first round match over Chase Boxell from Southern Wells to advance to this round. Nice little duck under to a knee pull by Mr. Meyer. As Norwell wrestler down there, Cody Cox, is your winner. He advances by a fall over Plessinger. So he's going to be the opponent of Matt Heiser next round at 165. 157, let's see if we have those brackets updated. Mr. Davis advanced on the top of that bracket.
Meyer having no trouble at all here at 157 in his match. He's just about ready to finish it with a pin, and he does. So Isaiah Meyer, the sophomore, now with 29 wins on his record against only 2 losses, as he is anticipating a return matchup with Gavin Davis at Belmont in the finals. Xavier's coming up, Rex, on the middle mat. Palacios of Belmont, wrestling at 175, the number 1 seed.
And I can tell you that Mr. Palacios enjoys Taco Bell after his matches because I've run into him there about 3 times in a row now. He's underway, you got it.
All right, here we go. And who is Palacios' opponent there, Rex? Don't recognize.
Blackford, I believe.
Don't recognize the uniforms.
That is Carter Klaus of Blackford. It's a 13-9 junior.
Xavier stops him out front with a front headlock. Working to go out to the side, goes around behind, has the opening takedown. So Xavier scores the first takedown, leads at 2-0, and locks up a cradle.
Surprise, surprise.
And it's a tight cradle, and he's got him pinned in a lapse time of 21 seconds.
You know, I talked to...
Now, make that 31 seconds.
We talked about Xavier's strength. I talked to Henry Kukulhan the other day after this tournament, and he said Xavier has crazy strength. He said he doesn't look strong, but he said he's like just grabbing a tree. He's just so incredibly strong. You know, he doesn't look overly strong. I mean, he's not all bulked up or anything, but they said he just has crazy mad strength.
And you know what? He's proud of his work with his poultry, in the 4-H. I talked to him about poultry in the 4-H after the tournament on last Saturday. He was a grand champion and reserve grand champion both. He said his father and his grandfather both help him out, but that's where he shines when it comes to 4-H gold ribbons.
I'd like to get close to him and get some of those fresh farm-raised chicken eggs. Those are the best. Those nice, hard, high-protein yolks, unlike the ones you get at the supermarket.
We got another Belmont wrestler, Cole Mendez, coming up, and he will be facing a South Adams wrestler, Thompson.
Joaquin Flores at 175 from Jay County was just a winner by fall over Luke Ballman in a quick match. That's at 175, so Joaquin Flores of Jay County, your winner. Adams Central 61, Belmont 55.5, Jay County 40, South Adams 38 is the current team score.
Little lateral drop by Mendez. Hangs onto that arm, trying to get some near fall points off of that. If he jumps off to the side, he can put a half Nelson in. Jump out, get off the legs. So Mendez scores the opening takedown. And now reaches up for the head. If he can straighten that arm out. Yeah, he's got that nice tight half Nelson now. It took his time. Got his chest down, and it's only a matter of time now.
This is A.J. Thompson from South Adams that he's wrestling. 3-10 senior.
Cole Mendez. He said, I'm going to start just as fast as I did in the conference tournament last week. I said, no, Cole, don't do that. He knows he was kind of a slow starter last week, but
Max Carr with a 5-0 lead over Felix Cruz of Union City down here, and that match is at 175.
Mendez did not score any near fall points, and his opponent got off his back nicely, and now with an escape, the score is 2-1, so this is still a match. I thought Mendez would have that tight enough he could finish it, but he did not.
Keep in mind, folks, when this round ends, we're going to flip the switch and send it back for some commercials, and then Steve Gagel running a board for us this morning. We'll go to 92.7, and you'll be on the FM airwaves for the rest of the day then. But we thank you for tuning in here on our YouTube channel. And this just gives us, AJ, another platform to bring every possible sport to you that we can here on WZBD.
End of the first period, scores 2-1. Mendez over Thompson. Thompson hung in there tough there in that period. Looked like he was going to get put to his back after losing the opening takedown, but AJ fought it off, and now it's Thompson chooses in the down position to start this second period. Mendez reaches across for the far arm, the near leg. They're on the edge of the mat. Mendez continues to pull that arm up. It's a tilt, basically a corkscrew is what it is, and Mendez has put him to his back this time. Cole stayed right with it. Now he works his chest down, chest to chest. It looks like he's pretty well stuck from here, right there. Oop, official, come on, right there. Waiting for the call, and there it is. Nothing changed, but finally our official decided, yep, Josh Howard said that's good enough. So Cole Mendez wins by fall, and he's in the semifinals where he's going to have a difficult match against a very good Bryce Wink, who's got one loss on this season.
That was a good match between Wink and Curry. Everybody can look forward to that match at the IHSAA, and Curry with a late takedown on the edge of the mat gains a 4-3 victory over Wink, giving him his first loss of the season. Curry with a few losses because they wrestled against Avon and some other schools that had some pretty top-notch wrestlers, so Curry comes in with the number 1 seed as the head-to-head win over Wank. As we look across the old board here, it's Traven Fries of Bluffton trails Zach Wilson of Norwell at 190, and that is a 6-1 match. And I think that's the top half of the bracket.
Keegan Martin's up, Rex, wrestling a Blackford wrestler, Caden Mills. Martin with a quick snap down and go behind, and he scores the opening takedown. Keegan is ranked 3rd in the state and 2nd in our semi-state, so go figure. Martin looking for a quick fall here as he's working an arm bar series and a facelift. He's got his opponent turned to his back. Josh Howard has counted off 3 near fall. That's 5 uninterrupted seconds. Easy for me to say. And there's a pin call in a lapse time of 31 seconds. So Belmont doing a lot of pinning here in this round. Martin runs his record now to 36-1.
Eli Benning wrestling against Chris Castaneda from Bluffton down here at 175. That will be the bottom half of the bracket to take on Flores. And I need to check and see. I think Max Carr won his match. Let me double check that. Yeah, Carr was a winner over Cruz, so Palacios will wrestle against Carr in that second round match. Castaneda trails Benning 4-0 right now, and Castaneda has some blood they need to fix here. We've made our way to, we're still at 2:15 in the center mat. It's Jay County's Eleanor Ortiz. He's a 10th grader, 18-6, and he's wrestling against senior Lucas Garrett from Bluffton. Stay tuned here as we'll be flipping the switch here shortly to go to WZBD 92.7 FM. Traven Fries of Bluffton trails Wilson from Norwell 10-2 on mat number 1. Ortiz and Garrett just started here. Castaneda once again trails Benning at 175 on the bottom mat down here, mat number 3-4-0. That match has just ended the first period. And AJ with this opportunity is no local wrestlers up right now. I want to see if I make sure I get this right here. I'll play a couple commercials here. Back with more wrestling on WZBD YouTube channel.
When you're doing new construction or remodeling and you need drywall, the name to call is Paul Baker Drywall. Paul Baker Drywall does championship caliber work and gives you free estimates. Paul uses all the latest styles for your approval, and his work is always guaranteed. Give Paul a call today at 701-4388. That's 701-4388. When it's time for drywall, use the best, Paul Baker Drywall.
Hey, it's me. Well, you from the future. Let's talk budget. Gas prices are going up, you blew your budget buying groceries, and here comes your bill for car insurance. Now, that's one bill you can control when you choose Erie Insurance.
Do your future self a favor and ask about Rate Lock from Erie.
The only thing going down is the waistline on our jeans. Yep, low rise are back in again. Ugh.
Your Erie agent in Adams County is John Kintz Insurance.
Go to ErieInsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
When you need building materials, you need Arnold Lumber, 425 Winchester Street in Decatur, featuring lumber in a wide choice of sizes, plus doors, windows, roofing, and more. Whether it's a complete new home or remodeling, a new deck or deck repair, a new kitchen or a kitchen update, whether it's an erected or materials-only garage or pole barn package featuring quality metal, free professional designs and estimates. Arnold Lumber provides it all. Open 7 to 5 Monday through Thursday till 4:30 on Friday and 11:30 on Saturday.
Welcome back to our WZBD YouTube channel. Rex Burr along with AJ Calvert as we look across the boards here and see who all is wrestling. I apologize for that. I had a wrong one in there. I want to make sure that Dr. Carla Grody at 312 2nd Street, Monroe Street in Decatur, one of our fine sponsors. I go in there and get my back adjusted on a regular basis. Stop in to see Dr. Carla Grody for all your chiropractic needs.
I remember when Dr. Carla was working for our family at the drive-in movie theater, and she told me that she was going to go to chiropractic school, and she's made a terrific career out of that. She's one of the best in the area.
I was fortunate to live next to her and our buddy Roger Boldemeyer on Madison Street, and I'd be out mowing the yard, and she goes, "You're out of alignment." And she'd throw me down in the front yard and readjust me. She's, I could see her hips are out, and so it was always nice to have a chiropractor in the pocket. Other people we'd like to thank today are Rebecca Cochran, CPA at 165 North 2nd Street. My tax papers are starting to come in. I'm gathering them up to get those off to Rebecca Cochran. And Johnson Auto Sales at corner of Adams and 13th Street in Decatur, where you can drive a quality vehicle for less. And then also Head of the Curb Driving Academy, where you can get your young drivers on the road and driving safely. They are located in the business mall on 11th Street.
Belmont has won 11 of 12 matches here this morning, as their only loss was at 126 pounds. Mr. Will Franzi was defeated by a young man from Adams Central that decisioned him when they wrestled in a dual match this year, and today Franzi was defeated by fall. Belmont with a lot of quick pins. They weren't on the mat very long. Wrecks between Davis and Palacios and Myers and Keegan Martin. They didn't wrestle any of the four of them more than 30 seconds.
AJ, right now it looks like it's turned into a two-horse race here with Adams Central on top, 75 to Belmont's 69.5. Jay County back at 47. So I think those top two, Adams Central, Belmont, are going to start to sprint for the finish line here and pull away from the pack.
Yeah, there's no surprise there. The more quality kids, and AC has got maybe a little bit better depth in all the weight classes, but Belmont's best kids, I think, are going to be champions here today, and that will make the difference. But we'll see. They have to wrestle it out. AC could have a championship at 190. They could have a championship at heavyweight. They could have a championship down low with some of their lightweights. Shorjan has an opportunity, as does Dubois. So it'll be fun. Glad we could be here for you, and stay with us. Again, it won't be long. We'll be going over to 92.7 FM if you're now listening on the YouTube channel. A couple of matchups here in the semifinals involving Belmont and Adams Central wrestlers. At 150, Blake Luganbill has a rematch with Max Byerly. He defeated Byerly 13-3 in the duel in December. And at 175, Xavier Palacios will be wrestling Max Carr. And Xavier pinned Carr in 4 minutes in the duel match. So the advantage to Belmont in those two. But a lot of wrestling to be contested here.
Trying to get it all set up for our transition here over to 92.7. Make sure we have everything all lined up with Steve Gagel, who's going to take over and running the board for us.
To recap some of the earlier matches for the Belmont squad.
Trevor Curry with a quick fall. I blinked and missed it.
Yeah,
I
missed it too. Ben Mills won by fall in his match with Contreras of Union City.
That brings up Keegan Bloom at 215 here for AC on mat number 3, right below us. Alan Ortiz is ahead of Lucas Garrett, 7-3 now in that match. Caden Burkott of Southern Wells, the opponent of Keegan Bloom, as Bloom quickly gets a takedown on Burkott. And in that center mat, it's Ortiz has Garrett on his back working for a fall. Ethan Michaels of Norwell has a 4-1 lead over Brian Roll from South Adams down there. That's a 215-pound match. 215, I think Michaels on the bottom half of the bracket from
Norwell.
Yeah, he's number 3 seed. He'll wrestle the winner of Bloom. And that is Bloom, as Bloom wins by fall. Bloom advances over Burkott. As Martin is the top half, and he will take on the winner of Ortiz and Garrett, and that was Ortiz, so Martin will wrestle Ortiz next round. And Ethan Michael of Norwell just defeated Brian Roll. So Michael advances.
Now the big guys. You know, Southern Wells has got a good heavyweight, Rex. I think he's probably their best wrestler. He just scored an opening takedown here.
That's Peyton Long.
And Peyton is the number 3 seed. Oh, you don't want to shoot a double leg on Cruz. Cruz just snapped him down and scored the opening takedown. That's the Bluffton heavyweight, who has no losses on the year. And Cruz has got him buried. There's nothing up, Mr. Official. He's buried. I'm laughing because the situation did not change one iota from the time Cruz turned him into his back and stuffed him on his back. And the official took 30 seconds looking at it to decide to call the pin.
Down there on mat number 1, as this rounds out, is Mr. Zach Worm as Juan Cruz advances.
Connor Speck and Grady Baker now wrestling here in mat number 2. Speck is a senior, Baker a sophomore. We've talked about the improvement Baker's made over the course of the season. Had a chance to talk to him a little bit this morning, and he's anxious to see what he can do against some of these big lads as they pummel in the middle of the mat. Grady's made a living pummeling and trying to snap his opponents down, wearing them out a bit. Really doesn't have much of a leg attack. Now he's off an underhook. He could work a single leg snatch without going to the mat.
Zach Worm, a winner by fall down there in the bottom half of the bracket.
So they are doing the heavyweight dance here. Speck and Worm.
See Peyton Long advanced over Boxall down there. Did Long beat Boxall?
I did not see it.
Okay. As soon as this match with Grady and Mr. Speck is done, we will turn off YouTube, and it'll take us a few minutes to get back to 92.7, so stay with us there. We'll transition through.
No score. 50 seconds to go in this first period. Speck has been a little bit more of the aggressor, trying to work some underhooks, and neither wrestlers made any kind of leg attack at all. Baker trying to snap Speck down, get his level down, get him to the mat, and then spin and go behind. But Connor Speck doing a nice job of staying in balance and on his feet, hips up underneath him, and continuing to pummel. 15 seconds, no score here, period 1. Time will run out. And let's see who's going to win. Whoever wins the toss should take down immediately and score first. There's the flip. And it comes up to Baker. And Speck. No, it must have been Speck that won the toss because he's taken down. I didn't see him defer. Baker sets up on the opposite side. Connor Speck being ridden with a deep waist, near arm. Baker has stopped the first move. Grady has a leg hooked. Keeping good pressure on the hips. Connor Speck not doing much underneath there to move to score, to try to even get up off his belly. Baker works a half Nelson. Jumps out to the side, now comes back around, still riding the right side. 40 seconds elapsed here in this 2-minute second period. Baker now working a A deep waist and a near arm. Now Baker tries it a side cradle. Puts his head in the side. Looking to turn Connor over, but can't do it. Speck flattens out on his stomach on the mat. Now Baker with a power half Nelson. Jumping side to side. Now a good crossface. Now Grady going to try to work a corkscrew off of that, but he can't turn him with it. So now Baker continuing to keep pressure on. 45 seconds left, period number 2. Speck of Jay County started in the down position. Has been unable to basically get off his stomach. Baker keeping him flat. Baker continuing to ride on top and try to turn. Can't get called for stalling when you're putting half Nelsons in and looking to cradle. Could call the bottom man for stalling. He's not doing much at all. This official, I've not seen him make a stall call all day. 15 seconds left. Baker will have choice in the third period. So right now he just needs to ride this thing out into the sunset, make sure Connor doesn't score in this period. Baker hits him in the mouth with another good crossface, and time's out. Now it's Baker's choice. That had to be stall. Did you see any of that, Rex?
I didn't see any activity. No, yes, I did not see any activity.
I mean, that had to be a stall warning on the bottom man. Baker now a tripod quick stand-up. He's to his feet, and he's got his escape. So Baker has a 1-0 lead. So Baker can just pummel, continue to force the action here, snap his opponent down, force Connor Speck to have to shoot a takedown. Baker fakes the shot. And they're going to do a heavyweight dance here, but Connor Speck of Jay County needs to make an attack or counter an attack by Grady Baker. And I don't think Grady's going to get himself out of position here.
He's improved so much this year, AJ. It sounds like a broken record, but we've talked about that all year long. You know, he's got the most improved here for the Braves team.
Down to 1:10 to go in the match. Baker has a 1-0 lead. Now Baker reaches up for the head. I don't know what he's got there. I don't know what.
Front headlock.
Now he snaps Speck down, spins, goes behind, and has a takedown. A 3-0 lead for Grady Baker. So Baker with 45 seconds left in this bout has a 3-0 lead. Connor Speck of Jay County from the bottom position has not been able to get back to his feet. Baker continues to pummel on top. He's keeping pressure on, trying to work that near arm and pull it back. Now a side cradle attempted by Grady. Speck flattens out. About the only thing Speck could do is roll him through if Baker puts a half Nelson and turns him. But I don't think Grady's going to go for that. Under 10 seconds now. This is going to go to Grady Baker of Belmont. He's going to win this. The sophomore defeats the senior. Final score in this one is 3-0.
I'd like to thank you for staying tuned here with WZBD YouTube channel, and we're going to take this right to the 92.7 during our transition here on WZBD YouTube channel.